You're standing in a grocery store. You pick up an apple, you tap your phone, done. But here's what's wild. For 99.9% of human history, that transaction was impossible. There was no money, no coins, no banks. And yet, your ancestors still got what they needed. They traded. They bargained. They survived. So how? How did humans make deals before anyone invented the idea of cash? The answer isn't what you think, and it explains something strange you still do today. Forget everything you learned about barter. You know, I'll give you 3 chickens for that axe. That story? Mostly a myth. Economists made it up. Actual prehistoric humans rarely did direct swaps like that. Think about it. What are the odds that you have exactly what I want, and I have exactly what you want at the exact same moment? Almost zero. So your ancestors did something smarter, something that required no coins, but massive brain power. They kept track, not on paper, in their heads. They remembered who owed them and who they owed. This was the gift economy, and it ran on one thing: reputation. You didn't pay for a meal. Someone fed you, and you remembered. Maybe you'd help them next week, maybe next year. Nobody wrote it down. Nobody had to, because everyone in your group, maybe 20 or 30 people, knew everything about everyone. Gossip wasn't petty. It was survival data. If you took without giving back, everyone heard, and suddenly nobody helped you anymore. That threat alone kept people honest. For 300,000 years, that was the economy. No cash, no contracts, just memory, reputation, and the fear of being known as a freeloader. But here's where it gets interesting. This system only works when everyone knows each other. And around 10,000 years ago, something changed. Farming happened. Populations exploded. Suddenly, you're not trading with your cousin. You're trading with a stranger from the next valley. Someone you'll never see again. Someone who doesn't care about your reputation. The old rules? Broken. And this is the moment your ancestors invented something radical. Not money, not yet. Something weirder. They invented debt. Not, I owe you a favor. Actual tracked, measured, owed to someone specific debt. The first written records in human history, not poetry, not prayers, accounting. You owe 3 jars of grain to the temple. That was the birth of writing. Think about that. The entire concept of literacy, every book, every message, every text you've ever sent, exists because someone needed to track who owed what to whom. Money came later. It was just debt made portable. A token that said, someone owes the holder of this. That's all money ever was, and still is. But here's the part nobody talks about. Before all this, before debt, before strangers, before villages, your ancestors had a different kind of currency. One that still runs in your blood. Social currency. Sharing wasn't charity. It was insurance. You give meat today because you might be injured tomorrow. You help carry a child because someday you'll need help carrying yours. This isn't just history. This is still how your brain is wired. Every favor you remember. Every slight you can't forget. That's not a personality flaw. That's 300,000-year-old economic software, still running. And that explains something weird about you. Why do you feel guilty when someone gives you a gift? Why does it feel wrong to receive without giving back? Why do you keep mental score of every friend who owes you one? Because deep in your brain, you're still running caveman economics. The system that kept your ancestors alive is still active. Every time you feel uncomfortable accepting help without a way to repay it, that's the software. It's not irrational. It kept your entire genetic line from dying out. It worked for a very, very long time. So here's the twist. We think of money as this cold, impersonal thing, numbers on a screen. But it started as the opposite. It started as trust, as memory, as your face in a small group of people who knew if you were good for it. And even now, with all our banks and blockchains and credit scores, we're still trying to solve the same problem your ancestors solved around a fire. Who can I trust? Who will remember? Who's going to pay me back? The tools changed. The question never did. And every time you Venmo a friend, or split a check, or remember that one guy who never paid you back that $20 in 2019, that's your ancient brain doing exactly what it evolved to do. So next time you feel weird about owing someone, or being owed, remember, that feeling has kept humans alive since before we had words for it. It's not baggage, it's heritage. And if you want to know what else your ancient brain is still running without your permission, click right here. Because sleep? That's a whole other survival story.